Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee on the Coast. I'm your host this morning, Tina Prigge, and I'm really excited because we're talking about something important today. We're talking about jobs, how job seekers can connect with those jobs, and how employers can connect with job seekers. So I am joined today by Jolene Wilkens, Lucas Dulmes, and Kelsey Tienor. Kelsey is with Americollect, so she is one of the employers represented here. Jolene and Lucas are both with the Department of Workforce Development. This is pretty exciting because you are going virtual this year. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Jolene, let's tell the viewers, first of all, what is the Lakeshore Community Job Fair?
Awesome. So Lakeshore Community Job Fair has been in existence for about 20 years, and its whole purpose and mission is to bring together job seekers and employers from across our Lakeshore region. So very specifically, the employers that are in Manitowoc and Sheboygan counties, and then residents from those areas as well as surrounding counties to find great employment opportunities and really help our economy thrive in this area. So we've been working on this, like I said, for a long time. The event has grown and evolved. So typically we host an event in each of those counties each year. So we try to get one major event in Manitowoc and one in Sheboygan annually. And of course, COVID has played a role in that. We had to cancel our event in the spring of 20. We did a drive-through event in the fall down in Sheboygan. And so spring coming up here is going to be for Manitowoc, and we're going to be doing that in a virtual platform.
That's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit about, the virtual experience. What does that mean? What are you excited about?
So first want to kind of get that date and time out there so people can start marking their calendars. So this year's event is going to be on Thursday, April 29th from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. And because it's going to be virtual, which we're going to talk through, that's going to allow for you to do that, for job seekers to do that, and employers to do that from either the comfort of their office, their home, or another place that they might have technology or internet access. So I think that's going to be a really cool way. You don't have to commute to and from a venue. If you're having some other issues that day, you can just kind of carve out a little bit of time and join us for that event. So in the virtual platform, so we're still going to have lots of employers on hand. So that's not going to change from what someone may have experienced in a past job fair, but you're going to interact instead of walking down an aisle and interacting at a table. You're going to be interacting with a virtual booth. And a little later, Lucas is going to show you a little bit about that platform. And we're really talking to employers today. If you haven't signed up, how to do that. But you can pick your booth background. You can link your company website. You can link your different social media channels. And so it'll be a really great way for a job seeker, I think, to even learn more about a company culture at a job fair than maybe they're able to do in a quick face-to-face conversation, but still be able to have that option. So that's coming with the virtual platform April 29th. And yeah, we're really excited to see how this format works. The drive-through event was a good success. We know the in-person events have been a success, but we've got to try some different strategies to make it work right now.
Absolutely. Well, I love that you're embracing technology in this way. And you also mentioned that it's not too late, right? So for example, there are already a number of employers that are registered to participate, but employers can still register. So that's important. If you're viewing this and you are looking to fill some positions, it is not too late to register for the Lakeshore Community Job Fair. And with us, we have Kelsey Tienor from Americollect. Hi, Kelsey. You've participated in the virtual job fair a number of years. Tell us a little bit about your experience and what you're looking forward to in this new virtual format.
Yeah, so we have had the opportunity to participate for at least the last 4 years. We've always been really excited to return to the event. We've had really great success with not only meeting job seekers, but then also connecting with community members from other employers as well, and really just getting the chance to spread the word about our opportunities, what Americollect stands for, and what we have available for positions has been really great. I kind of took a little peek at the virtual platform, and I'm really excited to leverage technology to be able to participate this year. I think it's going to be a really great event.
That's awesome. And I love that phrase you just said, leveraging technology. That is so important. And during COVID, so many businesses have had to shift and pivot to do that, to leverage the technology. So bravo to all of you for making that happen. Kelsey, was it complicated at all for Americollect to register for the event, or was it pretty straightforward?
Yeah, it was really honestly pretty straightforward for us. Even adding some of I know Jolene had said some of the social media links and adding some other links for potential candidates to learn a little bit more about the company was really straightforward for us. I love the customization too. We're really able to add a lot of additional information in there, and hopefully that'll give the job seekers a really great image of what opportunities are out there, and then really help generate a really great conversation with potential employment.
That's fantastic. So Jolene mentioned that an employer has a virtual booth. Do you already know like what that virtual booth is like? You know, what kind of content you're able to share? Or maybe not yet. I mean, it's
Yeah, I personally have not added too much content yet. We're putting together a couple digital flyers that we're going to be adding out there as well, and a couple of different handouts. And we're going to be working on that this week to get that up and ready for the job fair. So I can't say a whole lot about it quite yet, but again, just some of the experience that I've had so far with navigating it, it's been pretty straightforward and easy.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there's still time to register, and you do that at lakeshorecommunityjobfair.org. Again, we're talking about employers throughout Manitowoc County and Sheboygan County that are seeking employees. So this isn't a headhunter opportunity where people have to transfer or relocate or anything like that. We're talking about opportunities, great living wage opportunities right here on the Lakeshore area.
mm-hmm.
And Lucas, I know that you're going to tell us a little bit about the platform. Would you like to do that now? Or Jolene, is there something else you'd like to add before we shift?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so, as Kelsey and other employers go in and set up their booths, or if you're going to register yet today, you get to pick from a couple different booth layouts and backgrounds. So much like when you'd go to a trade fair or kind of a posh office suite, there's different backgrounds that might meet the need of your personality, and you pick your little emoji, I guess, or your meme, as my kids call them, that will represent your recruiter at your table. So I'm not sure if we have any screenshots of that today, but in future sessions that we might have the opportunity to do with you, Tina, we would look forward to sharing that, just so customers and job seekers and employers know what more to expect. But Lucas can kind of take you through some of that, and then he and our team are on standby to help employers if they do run into any hiccups. So, if Kelsey has any more questions as she gets that booth developed, we're there to help support the employers. Just like we'd be on an in-person day where we'd help carry your stuff to your table, we're just doing it virtually.
Awesome. Right. The goal is to make this as seamless and easy for employers and job seekers alike to make that connection. So, Lucas, can you tell us a little bit about what the virtual experience is like? You want to walk us through?
Sure. Thank you, Tina. I can go ahead and walk you through how it looks to kind of sign up virtually through Premier Virtual as an employer. So the first step is going to be going to the Lakeshore Community Job Fair website to register. There is a dual registration process that we do have set up. After you do register through the Lakeshore Community Job Fair website, you'll be sent an email that will provide you with a link to create your booth in Premier Virtual. And this is the page that you will see once you log into that link to set up your booth. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the Lakeshore Community Job Fair logo, and underneath that, there's a register and then also a login button. So you can use that same link to log in the day of your event or before that to continue to set up your booth. If you're going to be registering for the first time, you would go ahead and click on register. Before we move on, I will like to point out that there is a YouTube video attached to this screen that I highly suggest every employer look through. It was created by Premier Virtual. There's some really great additional information in there. So in addition to watching this, I would also suggest employers right before they register and set up their booth to also watch that YouTube video. So on the next screen here, we're going to show what it looks like after you have clicked that register button. So it's going to ask for your email address. So you would go ahead and then enter in your email address and then click next, and then it'll bring us to the next screenshot that will have additional information that you'll need to enter. So company name, phone number, first and last name, then you would create a password and then confirm that password. Now, I will say in this page here that please put in the phone number that you can best be reached at the day of the event in case we do need to contact you, or if you have any questions, we know how to reach you for the day of the event or before then. In order to then sign up and create the account, you would click on create account, and then this next screen is going to bring us to your dashboard. So once you log in, and every single time you log in, it's going to bring you to this specific page. The first thing that I would suggest that you do when you log in is click on that Your Logo Here button on the top left. That's going to give you the option to upload your company logo. So when job seekers do go into your booth, they're going to see your logo right in the middle of the page. So that should be the first step that someone should do. If someone does have any questions, there's also a great FAQ/training section that I would suggest looking at. But the next thing that you're going to most likely do after uploading your logo is you're going to click on that profile page, and that's going to bring us to the next screenshot here. So I've already clicked on the edit button underneath your profile section. So normally underneath this page, you're going to see where it says cancel and save. It will normally say edit, and then next to it, edit booth. So I already clicked on edit so we can edit the information in the booth here. The organizational name, the contact name, the email address and phone number will already be in there because you already entered that in when you did register. You'll just have to add your company website. Please make sure to add the full address so it does accept it in the system. If for whatever reason you did eventually need to change your password, this can also be done on this profile page. And then that text box that has the organizational overview is where you're going to enter in all the information about your company. You can enter as much as you would like. If you want to have specific links in that, you can also do that as well. But then underneath, if we go to the next screenshot, we're going to see the custom links that you can add to your booth. So there's 3 customizable links that you can enter and put into your booth for job seekers to see. So for example, I would suggest putting a link to your career sections on your website, maybe one link for an About Us section, or maybe one link to an employee engagement page or something like that. It's really up to the employer what they really want to include in here. It's highly customizable, and you have up to at least 3 links that you can include. And then underneath that has all the social media links. So if you have a Facebook page for your company, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, a YouTube account, you can put those links in there, and job seekers can click on each individual one and learn more about your company. I highly would suggest doing that and putting as many links as you possibly can, because that will engage that job seeker and keep them more likely to stay in your booth once they log in. So then if I hit save, that will update all that information. And then the next thing that I did is I hit that edit booth button that you didn't actually see on the other page. But what that'll do is it'll bring us to the next slide that'll show you what the booth kind of looks like. So this is what a booth will look like to a job seeker. As Jolene did mention, there are customizable features that we'll show a little bit later, but this is the default one that you will see. So right in the middle of the screen there is the logo of your company, and then on the right-hand side are those customizable links that I created, and on the left-hand side, the organizational bio that the job seeker can click on, and then the job vacancies underneath that. If you click on the organizational bio, a little pop-down menu will come up from the top, and you'll be able to read that information. Same thing will happen for the view job vacancies. So it will stay in that same page. You can enter as many job vacancies as you would like into the system. A job seeker will only see the first 4 before they have to scroll to see the additional ones. On this next screenshot, there's going to be the customizable options. So there's a little tiny pencil icon at the bottom right hand of this the booth that you click on to customize it. So on the right hand side, you're going to see all the different themes that you can set up. You can set up an office theme. You can set up a classroom theme. There's many different themes that you can set up with different color variants that you can also use. And then before we move on, as you see on the bottom of the booth for this, where this employer is set up, there's the links that you have for the social media. So the more of them that you have, the more that they'll be displayed on that booth. Because I did only enter in one for this demo, there's only that Facebook link. But you could click on that, you'd be brought right to the Facebook page that I did put in there. I will also mention that it will open up into a different window, so you won't lose your place where you're at your booth right there. If we can go to the next screen, we're going to talk about the recruiter page. So the recruiter that signed up initially can also add additional recruiters into the booth. I don't believe that there is a limit to the number of recruiters that you can add, so you can add as many as you would like. That primary recruiter is going to be the one that will enter in each recruiter, and they will give the password that they did create to that individual recruiter. Now, I would highly suggest that recruiter then go and change that password so it can be unique for them due to privacy issues. The most important feature underneath this recruiter page that I really like is that message option. So there's an add button underneath there that you can click on to enter in predetermined messages. So a lot of time at a job fair, you're going to be asking the same questions to job seekers over and over and over again. So the predetermined messages is something that you can enter in that you have that already typed out. So when a job seeker does enter your booth, all you have to do is click on that job seeker, select the predetermined message that you want to send to them, and it's going to send that directly to that job seeker. A great thing about that as well is that if the job seeker does leave your booth but is still logged into Premier Virtual, you can still chat with them because there's that chat box open. So I would highly suggest creating those predetermined messages to be able to send to job seekers when they log into your booth. All right, the next screenshot here is we're going to talk about how to put your job vacancies through Premier Virtual. You would enter your job title in, the job city that it's located, the number of vacancies for that, and then that text field has the whole job description option there. You can enter as much information in here as you would like, and you can also enter in links. So if you did want that job seeker to specifically apply through your website, you can put your link in there and they can do so. Now, Premier Virtual also has an option that underneath each job vacancy, there's going to be a button that the job seeker can click on to submit their resume. So on the job seeker side, they have the option to upload their resume, a PDF version of their resume that they can just click on one button and send specifically to the employer, and then that employer will see that in real time for whatever jobs that they applied for. So it's a really great way for that employer to get instant information from the job seeker, and then when they're in their booth, they can even talk to them about their resume right then and there. The next slide is we're going to talk about the job seeker tab that was on that main dashboard. Now, this is where all the information is going to be displayed after the job fair, so it's going to be stored underneath here. Whatever resume was submitted by job seekers, it'll be listed underneath there, the visitors that were in your booth for the event, and then there's also another option to review the chat messages that you had during the event as well. So this is where you're going to want to go to download all this information and then possibly export it to an Excel spreadsheet. So the next slide is going to kind of show where you're going to go for the day of the event. So you've already set up your booth, you have everything ready to go, your job vacancies are all up there, your recruiters are all entered in, you're ready to go for the day of the event. So about 30 minutes before or 45 minutes before the event, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure you're logged in. You would enter and click in the enter booth information. And then that will bring us to the next screenshot, and we'll kind of show you a little bit about what that booth is going to look like. So if we could go to the next screenshot, that's going to kind of be an example of what your booth will look like. So on the left-hand side, it's going to be the portion where job seekers can go ahead and submit your resumes in real time. So you'll see those submissions coming through. So when you log in, you most likely won't see anything on the left-hand side until a job seeker does actually submit their resume through the job vacancy. That visitor section is going to update every time in real time somebody comes into your booth. So job seeker comes in, it's going to have their name and their resume view that you can also click on to see right away. And then if you did want to chat with someone, all you have to do is click on their visitor name, and then on that right-hand side underneath where it says predefined messages, that is the chat feature. So you can select a predefined message if you would like to send to that candidate, and then that starts that chat feature. The message option in between the visitor and message screen is where all those chat conversations are going to be held. You will see all those with every recruiter that is signed up through the booth. So if you only want to see your chats, you can click on the see only my chats. So you'll only see yourself as a recruiter's chats with your other job seekers. And then if you're chatting with a potential job seeker and they're interested in doing a video chat, there's that little camera icon that you can click on that will allow you to video chat live with a job seeker. Now, it will prompt you to allow your microphone and your camera to be used. It will do the same thing for the job seeker. And then there'll be a pop-up screen that has a video with you and then the job seeker also in there. So you'll see yourself and you'll see the job seeker, and you can conduct a little interview there if you would like. That's the main basics of Premier Virtual, and I would suggest that like I said, if anybody's interested in signing up for this event, the best place to start is going to be going to Lakeshore Community Job Fair website to start that registration process. And then if you do have any questions, either reach out to myself or Jolene, and we'll be happy to walk you through the process.
That is so incredibly cool. What a slick platform. It looks like easy to use. It looks enjoyable to use. Lucas, thank you for that very detailed presentation, because that answers so many questions. Kelsey, when you watch that, are you pretty excited now about the virtual job fair coming up?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's definitely the most unique platform we've had to use for job fairs. So this is going to be a really exciting opportunity for us, and we're excited to dive into the platform.
I love that there's this opportunity, Jolene, that you guys are making sure that there's still this opportunity for job seekers and employers to connect, especially as we're still here in the midst of COVID. I'm so impressed with everything that you're doing. So let's just remind people again, this virtual job fair is Thursday, April 29th. We're going to be talking about it again next week with more specifics for job seekers, but any employers that want to participate can immediately go to lakeshorecommunityjobfair.org to register online. Is there a deadline by when they have to register by?
Yeah, we'd like all the employers to be registered no later than April 22nd. And that'll allow Lucas and I and our team some time just to make sure those booths are in order and have about a week to work with employers before the actual event, make sure that they're comfortable with kind of how things are going to go that day. So April 22nd is the deadline, but that gives you plenty of time to get out there in the next few weeks and get that registration in. But the sooner you do it, the sooner your name will hit the company website, and job seekers can start finding out more about what you have to offer and making their game plan for who to connect with that day as well.
Absolutely. So there's quite a number of companies that are already committed to participating. There's more than even what is shown on this graphic. So please do take advantage of this incredible opportunity that the Lakeshore Community Job Fair is putting out there, for your continued success. Jolene, Lucas, Kelsey, thank you so much for taking the time today to share this important information with viewers. Is there any final thing that you wanted to say before we sign off that we didn't get to?
No, just thanks so much for having us. I guess the only thing I'll leave you with is, encouragement to those employers to get signed up. And then for job seekers, they can hit that same website and start creating their own profile and starting to learn about which companies are going to be participating. So it's never too soon to have your next plan in place. And again, our team is standing by through the Lakeshore Community Job Fair to help employers and job seekers with any of the questions that they might have about this upcoming event.
That's right. Don't let questions or concerns hold you back. Feel free to reach out with questions. Lakeshore Community Job Fair wants this to be successful for you. So thank you so much. Good luck, employers, connecting with job seekers. Good luck, job seekers, finding your dream job out there. Tune in with us next week when we talk a little bit more about this and find out specifically how job seekers can make the most of this. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching Coffee on the Coast. We'll see you next time.